Hello everyone and welcome to Science with Shukul. Today we're talking all about nightshades. Are they healthy? Are they not healthy? Do they cause inflammation? Are they bad for you if you have digestive issues? All to be revealed. Give this video a thumbs up if you know what it's like to live with IBD, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. This channel is designed to help people recover from colitis, Crohn's and any other form of IBD. You can always head to our website, highcarbhealth.com, for a free 30-minute consultation from anywhere in the world. And remember, there is a life after colitis. This is a topic we get asked a lot about. Are nightshades okay if you have gut inflammation, if you're dealing with IBD such as ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease? Is it okay to eat nightshades if you've got these conditions? Do they cause inflammation? Well, nightshades, they may have an ominous name, akin to something you might find in a sorcerer's cauldron, but these are some of the most common fruits and vegetables you likely already have in your kitchen. So let's find out more about nightshades. There are about 2,500 varieties of flowering plants that are part of the Solanaceae family. These include bell peppers, all chili peppers, for example jalapeno, habanero, poblano, and spices sourced from chili peppers such as paprika, chili powder, or cayenne, eggplant, goji berries, potatoes, but interestingly not sweet potatoes, tomatoes, and tomatillos. Shamiz and I get asked questions about nightshades all the time from people who've got IBD or who are suffering from digestive issues such as IBS, SIBO, have other digestive gremlins that they can't seem to get their head around. Well, a lot of the information on the internet talks about how these foods are inflammatory, how they're dangerous for humans, how they're not good for us. But in fact, if you look into it, these are some of the most nutritious foods that we can find and have been part of the human diet for centuries. Hundreds of studies have shown benefits of eating foods that are part of the nightshades family. So let's look at some of the science now. In particular, tomatoes. This is a food group that has been, marginalized by certain parts of the nutrition community as being very dangerous. Stay away from the seeds. Be careful about eating tomatoes. Well, what does the research have to say? Tomatoes have garnered a great deal of research documenting benefits such as antioxidant, anti-inflammatory benefits, and reduce risks of diseases such as prostate cancer and heart disease. They have also been linked to skin and bone protection. And one of our favorites here at High Carb Health, potatoes, are loaded with mood-regulating carbohydrates and muscle-building proteins. What about the claims that nightshades are poisonous to humans? You see a lot of these claims on the internet claiming that these things are deadly, these foods are deadly, that we shouldn't go near them, that they're going to cause lots of irritation and inflammation in our gut. Is this true? Well, nightshades do contain certain alkaloids, one of the main ones being solanine, which is a natural insecticide. Solanines in belladonna, the so-called deadly nightshade, can cause delirium, hallucinations, and even death. However, the nightshades we commonly consume contain nowhere near those levels that can cause us harm. In fact, to date, there is not enough scientific evidence to support the avoidance of nightshades due to alkaloid content. The only issue with solanine poisoning, and this is a big maybe, could be found in potatoes that have started to sprout too much or that have started to go green because of sun exposure. This can increase the amount of solanine content in the potato, and therefore you may want to avoid those parts of the potato, either cut them out, remove them, or peel the skin a bit more than you normally would. Those are the only areas of concern with solanine or alkaloid content in a nightshade or in a plant of the nightshade family. But I'll tell you what, in our experience with working with people who are dealing with IBD, potatoes form a staple on our program. They are one of the most easy to digest, simple foods that you can consume. In fact, so many of our clients have used them as one of the major staples on the program while they heal their gut. So if the solanine content was that much of an issue, then these people with IBD would really be struggling when they eat potatoes, but they don't. In fact, Shamiz almost exclusively used the potato to help heal his gut, especially for his dinner meals. We always recommend fruit for the morning, but for his evening meals, Shamiz used to eat a lot of potato, and he used to mix a potato with broccoli, and one of his favorites was to mix potatoes with eggplants, nightshades with another nightshade. The potato and eggplant mash, which is on our YouTube channel, was one of his favorite healing recipes. He ate it liberally, he ate as much as he wanted, and he was able to heal his gut eating these nightshade foods. So they might not be quite as much of an issue as some people make it out to be, because we've been working with hundreds of people, and potatoes, eggplant, red bell peppers are commonly consumed on the transition and even parts of the healing diet program or phase 2 on our IBD heal program. So, just take some of these things with a pinch of salt. In fact, I remember talking to Andrew Taylor from Sputfit, who exclusively ate nothing but potatoes for a year. And he said he ate plenty of potatoes that had sprouted or even started to go green and had absolutely zero issues. And he definitely believes that the solanine content of potatoes, or the drama or the danger around the solanine content is greatly over exaggerated. Now, most of the nightshade warnings that you find if you stumble across this topic on the internet are all about inflammation. Nightshades causing inflammation, affecting your joints, exacerbating arthritic pain, exacerbating the problems people have in their gut if they've got IBD. So is there any truth to this? Well, maybe, but let's have a look at some of the information. There is a lot of misinformation on the internet about nightshades and their ability to increase inflammation, especially people who have arthritic pain. But to date, there is no evidence to show that nightshade vegetables affect the joints. In fact, the opposite is true. What we find when we look at the research is that nightshade vegetables reduce inflammation. Interestingly, it is worth noting that the Arthritis Foundation puts nightshades, namely bell peppers, on their list of the best vegetables for arthritis. Red and yellow bell peppers contain the carotenoid beta-cryptoxanthin, which could reduce your risk of developing inflammatory disorders like rheumatoid arthritis. Additionally, tomatoes and peppers are excellent sources of bone and cartilage preserving vitamin C, with a single bell pepper containing more than 150% of the Food and Nutrition Board's daily recommended amount. Eggplants, meanwhile, are rich in anti-inflammatory anthocyanins, which may explain why Shamiz did so well consuming eggplants while he was healing his ulcerative colitis, and why so many of our clients consume eggplants as part of their healing journey and have terrific results. The final topic I want to touch on is something that all of our viewers will find very interesting, especially because it relates to IBD. Do nightshade vegetables exacerbate inflammation in the bowel? There are 2 studies in the scientific literature that show that potatoes could aggravate inflammatory bowel disease. However, these studies were performed on mice, not humans. Let's go through these 2 studies now. In the first one from 2002, researchers isolated solanine and the glycoalkaloid chaconine present in potatoes to test intestinal permeability and function. They concluded that levels of solanine and chaconine typically found in potatoes can adversely affect a mammal's intestine and exacerbate IBD. So what they found was that when they isolated these alkaloids and fed them to mice in particular, there was a reaction in the intestinal lining of these mice. Now, how applicable is that to humans? I wouldn't put too much weight on it, especially because there's so much success with people eating potatoes and healing their IBD that I wouldn't personally take that too seriously. They may want to look at testing that on humans to do some more research on it, and let's see what the results come back with. But at this stage, one study where they've isolated these alkaloids as well, not given the potatoes in the whole food form, I would personally just put that to the side for now and say, well, this is a food that's been shown in humans to have really, really good results for hundreds and hundreds of people. And for the second study, this study was done in 2010, and mice were fed deep-fried potato skins. Researchers found that deep frying the potato skins increased glycoalkaloid content, and that glycoalkaloid consumption significantly aggravated intestinal inflammation in mice. So yeah, the conclusion from that is don't eat deep fried potatoes. In fact, when you deep fry in oil, you are eating something that is carcinogenic, that is not very healthy, and it's definitely going to cause problems in your intestinal lining. It's going to make you sick, and it's going to cause lots of problems, including increased toxicity levels in the body. So definitely wouldn't be recommending eating deep fried potatoes. In fact, Dr. Vanitha Raman, the clinic director of the Barnard Medical Center, said, "We know animal studies don't always translate into meaningful results in humans, so it is really hard to draw any conclusions about human health as far as inflammatory bowel disease." So there you have it. Possibly these two studies are what are being used by members of the nutrition community, especially parts of the community that don't want to promote eating vegetables as healthy, and basically will tell you that eating nightshades is going to aggravate IBD, is going to aggravate inflammation, and that you should avoid it based on two studies that aren't even done on humans. So we can't really draw any conclusions on that. And I would really take those kind of opinions with a grain of salt, because there's not a lot of weight behind them, not a lot of evidence to suggest that nightshade vegetables are going to cause many issues. Now, if you are having issues with nightshade vegetables, I suggest speaking to someone who knows about digestion, who's helped a lot of people and understands how these vegetables fit into a healthy diet, how to make sure your gut is in a reasonable state, how to make sure your microbiome can handle these types of vegetables. Because if you haven't been eating a lot of vegetables, if you've been eating a standard American diet or standard Western diet, or if you've been eating one of these paleo type diets, one of these high meat diets, you're going to have dysbiosis in your microbiome. And when you introduce these vegetables, initially you could find that there is some discomfort, and it can be very easy to blame the fruits and vegetables or the nightshades or whatever you want to blame, because the gut is not set up, the gut microbiome is not set up to deal with big volumes of the fiber that these vegetables and fruits and other types of plants give it. So you have to learn how to introduce these foods slowly but surely, which types of foods to have first, and definitely consult a health professional if you're having problems introducing nightshades into your diet, because these are some of the healthiest foods you can find. These are some of the most nutritious foods you can find, and they should not be avoided. But if they are causing problems, then there are ways to get around them and maybe do some form of gut healing protocol first, and then reintroduce them into your diet where you won't have any problems as your gut heals and your microbiome is reset in a way. So think about that before you say that you want to avoid nightshades altogether. So there you are, everyone. Are nightshades the dangerous, deadly food that they've been made out to be? Well, the research and the evidence says no, they are not. They are healthy foods. They should be included in a healthy diet. And we definitely encourage the use of nightshade vegetables for gut healing, especially potatoes, eggplants, and some people do really well on red bell peppers as well. Make sure you take the skin off them if you've got digestive issues, but don't discount them. They can be very, very helpful in healing from IBDs such as ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. I hope you found the video interesting and the information useful that you can use to further your health journey. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help us reach more people on YouTube. If you have any questions, please write them in the comment section below, and we will do our best to answer them to the best of our abilities. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, hit that subscribe button down below and the little bell notification icon. That will give you notifications of all our recent uploads, including more videos with me talking about different scientific topics, videos of people healing from IBD such as colitis and Crohn's, experiential videos from Shamiz about how he was able to heal and be medication free for 10 years, and lots more along those lines on this YouTube channel. So that's all for today. I'd really like to thank you for joining me, and always remember to eat plants and lots of them. Take care.